Women Who Write.
Hi, everybody. Hello. I'm Vicki. And I'm a writer. Hi, Vicki. Hi. Some of you haven't been there. Although I bet you belong, because everybody belongs. There's nobody without one of those that could use one of those. Yeah. And if you don't belong in one of those yourself, you know other people who do, so you belong in the other one. But that's
Vicki, God bless her. She has more energy in one finger than I have in my entire life.
But really, all of Vicki's shows here, all her salons, bring in the most amazing artists, first of all, and they're so friendly, and the atmosphere that she creates here at Women Who Write is so homey, and you feel like you're just going over to your girlfriend's house, and then you end up meeting these amazing people.
Harvey came out and read from his book Blush, and he's hysterical. I mean, he's just the cutest thing.
Blush is a memoir dramedy taken from the pages of my diary about a boy who has dreams of love and success in a world that seems against him from the very beginning. Little did I know that after accidentally tripping into the cosmetic industry, that the allure of cosmetics would be so addictive and that people could be so ridiculous. I think this is why we have no memory or ability to know the future when we're born. If we knew what was coming, we'd return to our mother's vagina and immediately redecorate our vagina minion. I didn't start keeping the diary until I was about 11 years old, so here's the tea and backstory that will give you a glimpse into the prequel of my reality, Harvey BC, before cosmetics. Ready? Here we go. I was born gay, and there was no closet for me to hide in. A couple later, gay boy drops out of his mother's womb like an Amex at a Prada sample sale. It doesn't matter what the church or Dr. Spock says, I was gay when I took my first breath. You'd have to walk a mile in my high heels to confirm this. When the doctor first slapped my ass, I said, oh no, you didn't.
When I was here last month for the first time, I thought it was absolutely incredible, one-time thing. And then it happened again, but only better. The diversity is really what makes it.
You took the love child of J.D. Salinger and F. Scott Fitzgerald at one moment, then raised him in China, you would get something close to the beauty, truth, and elegance of the words of Da Chen in my last edifice. Da is a literary writer, and he's classing up my joint. Please welcome today's attempt at diversity and literary masterwork, Da Chen.
It's my wife. She said you should try to dress more Chinese because you write memoir and this is your story and you are the story. And so one Sunday when I was on a book tour and I was at the gas station pumping gas, and Sunday dressing like this, and there's a lady who come up to me and say, "Father, would you bless me?" And I asked the gas station attendant, said, what should I do? And he said, well, just bless her and pay the gas. And get going.
This man is so surprising. He's deep, he's literary, but he's got this really great sense of humor.
You said something that really caught my imagination, that this woman existed between the wallpaper and the wall. Was that an amazing comment? I mean, it just...
Da Chen uses a brush and draws or paints this character. It stands for longevity, and then he signed his name over here. Just absolutely lovely.
This is not just a salon of literature or book club. This is and it is led by this such a charismatic, magnetic leader, Vicki, who is not only funny but also deeply caring and so forth.
As we approached the school, I leapt from the car and raced to the elevator. I'd like to say I ran up the stairs, but frankly, I just didn't have it in me at that point. Jack knew we were on our way to the airport. to board an American Airlines 767 to LA. A thoughtless substitute teacher who also knew decided to share with the children that 2 planes had crashed into the towers. Jack asked if the planes were taking off or landing. He took a little comfort in knowing that his mommy and daddy were leaving, not coming. I can't imagine his fear, his terror. For 1.5 hours, he sat there trying to push the horrible thoughts from his mind. As the elevator door opened, I could see Jack sitting on his desk, head in his hands. I couldn't get my feet to move fast enough. His face registered surprise and relief in the seconds before I got to him. Grabbing him, tears pouring down my cheeks, I couldn't hold him tight enough. Feeling his confusion, I didn't let him go. Trying to compose myself so I wouldn't scare him further, I thought, has he ever seen me cry? Are you surprised to see me? I said, trying to sound lighthearted. Yes, Mommy, I'm so glad. He buried his head in my shoulder and squeezed my hand. What'd you hear? I asked, trying to find out how much he knew. That's when he told me his takeoff and landing theory. Taking his hand with a quick goodbye to his dumbass teacher, I led the way out.
All of the performances today were very emotional, whether we were laughing or crying. And to see the authors and which parts of the story affect them as they're reading was kind of a great performance art as well. I really loved it.
And Ed Begley Jr., who is just a dreamboat. I mean, he just could not have been more gracious. Everything about him is graciousness. He's just a lovely, inspiring man to be around, not just for all the social consciousness that he has and what he does to make this world a better place, but the person that he is. What a great story.
And a truly great and honorable guy.
Yep.
Yes.
Well,
that we
Couldn't have been a better path to walk with
He currently lives near Los Angeles in a self-sufficient home powered by solar energy, and he drives an electric car. Ed says. What a human. Ladies, please welcome the enormous talent, the good-looking, and the stellar humanitarian, Ed Begley.
Yes, Ed Begley, happy to be here, and yes, there's a woman living inside of me. I was wondering, why am I here? It's women who write, but I guess I'm a woman who can write. I'm proud to be. I've written 2 books. I brought neither of them. And I'm so glad with this incredible stellar crowd that is up here. My books are, how do I put this, somewhat dry, positively arid. They are how-to books about putting up weather stripping and double pane windows. I never met Martin Luther King, I never met Mother Teresa, I never met Gandhi, but I knew Cesar Chavez, and he was a man of that ilk, a great leader, a real saintly kind of a guy. And so when 2003 came along, leading up to that, it was getting to be the 10-year anniversary of his death. It's like coming up in 2003, and there was no movie, TV, movie, play, anything about it. So I went to the family and said, hey, I've written this little thing, and would you let me do it? And it's about Cesar Chavez, a very real figure that we all know, and Ruben Salazar, a guy who was killed at the Silver Dollar Cafe in 1970 by sheriff's deputies. And he was an LA Times writer who did in fact know, who knew Cesar Chavez and wrote about him. So it's about those 2 guys meeting under fictional circumstances. Wow. On a large screen upstage, we see stills of Latino neighborhoods from a bygone era. Lights up in a bedroom, stage left. A tired man, Cesar. Cesar gets in close. You've been here since 1970. Could have fooled me, he says. You don't want to find a way out? What's the rush? What's the rush? I'd like to see my wife. You should give her time. You did just die, Vato. You don't want to see your family? Of course I do, says Ruben. May not be what you expect. Life isn't what you expect. Why should death be any different? You want to know what you expect? Here, try the forecast. He offers him the paper. The forecast, where we are, let me guess, chance of clouds? Ruben says, I thought you'd be pleased. I would be if I knew what I did to deserve it. oh, you deserve it. They don't just give everyone a holiday and a postage stamp. Not everybody has a street and a battleship, excuse me, named after them. A battleship named after a pacifist? That's a good one. What's next? The SS Gandhi?
To hear Ed Begley Jr. talk about the Chicano movement and to have him incorporate songs from my childhood, and just like, it was interesting to hear someone who's an insider and an outsider of a culture all at the same time. It was beautiful.
Oh, good. You're asking me while I still have lipstick on. Although it's the end of the day and I've been crying. This is a totally unique women who write. From Da playing the flute from China, to his jacket from China, to Harvey, our first gay male out of the closet, well, the first one we know about, and Ed doing this what's the word when it's
Multimedia?
Multimedia. It was a multimedia presentation. It was just amazing, so moving.
It's one of those things that you have to see, you have to experience, and then I guess maybe it's like heroin. I don't know. You get hooked. I've never done it, but people get hooked to it, right? So it's a constant high. It's great.
Not just women. So I got invited today, and it was beyond fabulous. Oh, come on out. Oh, hi.
Hi.
Did you like what I did today? Was
Oh my
a mess?
God, you were so
See, it was
wonderful.
fabulous, wasn't
It
it?
was so great. I bought a book.
Yay!
Unbelievable. I feel like I've met new sisters, new girlfriends, and I want to stay in touch with everybody. So, Vicki, from the bottom of my heart, love, love, love you. Thank you.
What I did, I hope, was nearly as good, half as good as what I experienced. I'm just blown away. It's really a wonderful, important morning and afternoon that you have here to encourage women who write and to allow people such as myself to come with these talented women. I'm just blown away. Thank you for a great event.
So it gladdens my heart that right here in the middle of LA, we have this something that is so grassroots, something that is so pertinent, that is so intimate. Because we think of LA, we think of Hollywood and red carpet, but we also have something this deeply moving, deeply connected, such a community connection, and that is what this is. I'm gonna call this my home. So thank you, and be here. Support www.com.
You're great.
So unlucky in love. What is it that you're thinking of when checking out the guys you choose? Wow, they always such bad news. Maybe you don't pick with your head, pretty baby. Some other part of you instead. She's getting nowhere fast, makes the same mistakes of the past. Round and round and round she goes. Where she winds up, nobody knows. She's getting nowhere fast, makes the same mistakes of the past. Knocks her head outside the wall, but never lost it all. Getting nowhere fast. You get more desperate each year. The message goes out loud and clear. Little things give you away. The ones can tell you're easy prey. Just beat them wolves off with a stick, pretty baby, and be more careful who you